write the Captain Vignette book?
I just love video games, and I love playing with my Xbox. And when I got the Kinect system one time, excuse you, when I got the Kinect system one time, I was playing with it, and when I saw myself moving on the TV as I was moving, I said, that's really cool. And then it just came to me, like, what happened if you actually became part of the video game and went inside the TV set and kind of this whole different world. So that was the idea for it.
And what inspired you to do the introduction, having the narrator be a person in the story, and having everything be in the Dewey Deception and all the other ones, and then like having it show like how they were doing different things. Like, what inspired you to write the narrator, like people trying to figure out who he is?
Well, I just wanted it to be a part of the mystery. I just wanted it to be one of the things that you would wonder about and make you think about as you're reading the book.
So it was just like a mixed-up mystery.
It's just a mixed-up mystery. I wanted there to be like 5 or 6 mysteries in each book and not just one mystery. So that's all.
Okay, my turn.
Everybody shuffle down now.
Okay. What do you like to do outside of writing your books?
Well, I like music because I play. I teach piano and I teach music, so I love music. I know you do. Let's not go there. So anyway, my wife is loving this, by the way.
What about guitar?
Anyway, huh?
Guitar.
Yeah, I do some introductory guitar. But anyway, let's move on. So yeah, I love music, and like I said to Kat, I love video games. And
Do you still play them?
Traveling.
video games? I play video games all the time. I played them today.
Wow.
I do. Yep. Who has more fun than me? Nobody.
If you weren't, do you have a special place to write your book?
I do. I actually sit in a big black chair, a recliner, and I put my little lap desk down with a laptop, and I just go. I can go for hours. And I write about 20 pages. 20 pages every 4 hours.
Wow.
So I write pretty fast. It's about a page every 15 minutes.
Do you
or
ever
so.
take a break? Like to eat
I
a
do.
snack or
I
something?
do take a break, but if you're really going and everything's coming to you,
You
you
can't
just
stop.
you keep going. Yeah, you don't want to take any breaks because you don't want to lose it. Sometimes it's very difficult to start. Some days you open up the laptop and nothing comes to you, and the toughest part is starting. But sometimes when you start, you can just take off and you can go for hours, and then I'll go until my wife comes home from work, and before I know it, 20 or 25 pages has been written, and very quickly. So I do have a tendency to write quickly. Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. I go back and read it, and I go, oh, this is terrible, and then you have to rewrite. And rewriting is the hardest part. Writing is easy. Rewriting is very difficult. There you go. They're giving you the bunny ears, by the way. I just want you to know. You were getting a little bunny ears. So.
Okay, let's
All
stop
right.
the bunny ears right now.
You're getting a cute girl like you should never get bunny ears, so I'm just like.
Me? What book?
All right.
What book was your favorite?
Which book is my favorite? The Gutenberg Gambit. That's my favorite book. The second book is my favorite. That book I read. When I read, I've read that book a couple of times. For instance, I had to read the Dewey Deception and the Gutenberg Gambit right before I wrote the Tamerlane Trap because I had to use the same voice and I had to get right back into it and remember everything. I actually took notes from the first 2 books to write the third book so that I would know what I was talking about in the third book. Everything had to make sense and fall into place. So, but the second book was my favorite one, and when I was reading it, I said to my wife, I said, I can't believe I wrote this. I mean, it felt like somebody else had written it. So that's how happy I am with that book. I think the second book is my favorite book.
What I say after I read it.
I know you probably threw it again like you did the first book.
I cried. I said,
Oh, that's right. She did cry at the end of the Gutenberg Gambit. So,
What do you think, Kat and
so
I want
Sophia?
more time than Becky.
I have another question.
okay.
What are your favorite books in order?
My favorite that I've written?
Yeah, if you were to choose your favorite books of the series in order, what order would it be?
I'd probably say, of the series, of the trilogy.
Yes.
Gutenberg Gambit, Tamerlane Trap, and then Dewey Deception.
The Dewey
Dewey-
Deception was sad.
Yeah, but it was my first book. That was my first book. And I paid an editor to go through it and find all the mistakes. And after I paid all that money, there were still 10 or 12 mistakes in that book. So I figured I would do all the editing in the second and third books, and there's hardly any mistakes in the second and third books. If you want a job done right, you just do it yourself. So I'm very angry about that the Dewey Deception has what we call typos. Typos are when there's misprints in the book. And there's about 10 or 12 of them. There's a lot of typos in the first book, which gets me angry because I paid a lot. Oh, I'm sure you saw one. Yeah, an 8-year-old could spot all 10 of them. It was pretty obvious. An editor that you're paying couldn't spot it, but an 8-year-old could spot it. So there you go. Any other questions, girls?
No. I don't think so.
Why do I wear ridiculous socks like this, for instance?
No. The socks has your name on it.
What's that?
Your initials on it.
It does.
R.
It does.
What
Well-
book was your first one you ever made?
The first one I finished was the Dewey Deception.
Did you start writing short stories when you were in when you were in first, second, and third grade?
No, I started writing stories in high school.
Oh.
That's when I started
What
writing.
about what was your favorite book when you were like in first, second?
I was like Kat. I was reading books that young kids should have. Well, she's not reading books that are inappropriate, but I was reading stuff like Stephen King before I was out of elementary school, so it's
Really?
totally inappropriate. Yeah. So in retrospect, I probably wouldn't let my kid read that stuff, but my parents were just happy to have me reading books that were that fat when I was in 4th, 5th grade. So
How about we hold his books?
what's that?
How we pass out his books and each one?
Okay, I'll there you go. Pass them out, and then you can hold them. This is, girls,
Well, show them to the
girls,
camera.
I just have to let you know, if this ever ends up on YouTube, my friends are going to get so much money out of me for hush money. I can't tell you. Oh man,
I think
people
it's going on
would
YouTube
kill for the
for it.
footage. I've got friends
Show
that would
them to
kill
the
for the footage.
camera.
You never thought you'd have a fan
They
club
can,
like this?
yeah, no, they just, people don't, they go, really? They allow you to work with children? You of all people? All right, there you go. That's terrific.